In my journal this week, I wrote, "Perhaps it's not about exerting force, but rather refining what comes naturally to me." July was jam-packed with so many opportunities that I'm grateful for, but the speed at which life happened started to get to me. This is where I find it's important to slow down, reflect, and plan so that I set myself up for success. Today, I'd like to spend time with you as I do my monthly Hobonichi routine and show you what helps me delegate time for what I want to achieve and experience. This happens in two of my notebooks, the Hobonichi Weeks and the Hobonichi Cousin. The Weeks is at-the-glance planner that catches all of my immediate thoughts, milestones, appointments, etc., while the Hobonichi Cousin is more in-depth and carries more emotional and gratitude processing in comparison to the Weeks. In both of these notebooks, I cover a monthly plan, decoration, reflection on the past month, and writing about how I want to show up in the upcoming month. I ease into the seriousness of planning by decorating. It's so much fun and is really a meditative practice for me. And I always start from the two gratitude sections of my Hobonichi Cousin. This is what the end of the month usually looks like in between all of the months in the Cousin. It's this blank page, as you can see. What I do at the end of the month is I go back in and swipe through everything that I've experienced this month. I go back onto this page, which is now decorated with images of that month. Sometimes I get wrapped in the ins and outs of the future that I forget how fruitful my past plans were. I also think it's nice that at the end of the year I can flip through and see a gallery of the top moments of each month and what happened. These can be silly things, lovely things, things that I enjoy. I just print some pictures and have fun collaging. This month, for example, I went to the Lyceum Theatre to see The Lion King, which was a lot of fun. I was on a segment of BBC Radio 4. I helped set up an exhibition. I saw a lady feed an egg to a fox. That's the first time I've ever seen something like that. I had this really delicious iced hojicha float. I had lots of food with friends and spent time with family. I even explored Windsor Castle. And seeing all of these pictures also remind me why it's important to plan in the first place. And this isn't to say that you have to have all of the details figured out all at once. It just means that you need to delegate time for fruitful endeavors, making sure that you're also enjoying your life. I then return to the monthly spread. This is usually what it looks like in the Cousin that is plain. And this is what it just looks like when I've completed the months. So you can see this was the month that just passed in July, and I set it up like this for August. I use this to write down daily entries on something to be grateful for. I think it's so lovely to see everything compile, and it makes gloomy days feel a little lighter. This month I've set up a really cute cheeky cat theme. It's really satisfying to see how these blocks fill up and compile with good things throughout the month. And from working on a monthly spread, I go in and work on my monthly in my weeks. This is the way that I've set up my weeks for August. I went with this like cute deer theme. On TikTok you would have seen me set this month up. I had like this sticker sheet that I found on Vinted, and of course my favorite sticker pack at the moment. So cute. I really love the way that this turned out. This is more of a neutral palette compared to the themes that I usually go for, so I'm really excited about writing things in here. In my Hobonichi weeks, I of course decorate, I write dates, events, appointments, what have you. And by moving from a place of gratitude on a calendar to a calendar where I create experiences, I create a positive association with calendars. They don't have to be this heavy thing to look at, and there's joy to be found here, even amongst the work. I then place the weeks above my Cousin and start writing in my daily entry. In the first few days of the month, I think about the key things that I've learned and how to equip myself best for the weeks ahead. This sentence that you can see that I've written really big has been refined over the past few weeks, and it's something that I've been thinking about a lot. It pretty much sums up what I want to keep in mind this month. I can be quite a perfectionist, and I really have to pay attention to it, because if I go unmanaged, I can go into really dark places in my mind, and it doesn't help at all. This is why I'm so action-oriented. I like to think of it like water. Stagnant water rots and decays, while flowing water stays clear. Keep moving. Sometimes when I feel something is so important to me, or has what I deem to be like a large impact into my life or my future, I can get into a bad habit of having a tough time. And I've learned that exerting a lot of force doesn't mean I'm doing well or is evidence that I work hard. So in August, I want to relieve that pressure and treat my progress as a process of refinement as opposed to a deadline. And so I wrote in bold writing, to refine what comes naturally to me. That's the key idea in August. On a more visible sense, I also want to do more drawings in my Hobonichi cousin straight with pen to help me get out of that perfectionist mindset. So I'm really targeting the challenge of this month from all sorts of different angles. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. I'd love to hear what you guys have reflected on and planned for the upcoming month. Journal and back to school season is now, and I don't know if you guys have seen the new TWSBI release, the pink lemonade one. She will be mine. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye-bye.